Hi, I'm Lady C, and I want to welcome you back to Creative Studio. And in the upcoming tutorial, I'm going to show you the differences between saving an image as a JPEG versus a PNG. Now, you may have already seen my video talking about how to remove a background from an image. Well, the next thing that may interest you is how to preserve that format after you remove the background. And so that's what we're going to be talking about in this episode. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do this in two different applications, Canva and Photoshop. So come on over to the computer and let's get started. Now, Canva uses a slightly different process when saving transparent PNG files. Not only that, but after you remove the background from the image in Canva, you may need to save this file to give to someone else. And so that's what makes this tutorial a bonus for you. Okay, so let's get started. First, we're going to work with Photoshop. Now, notice here we have an image on the screen. It has a gray and white checkerboard. So whenever you're working in Photoshop and you see the gray and white checkerboard, that simply means that the image is transparent. The difference is how you save the file that will allow it to retain its transparency. So I'm going to do this in two steps. One, I'm going to show you what happens to a transparent Photoshop image when you use a JPEG versus a PNG. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to name these files according to the application that we're working in so that when we get ready to transfer them to the timeline using Adobe Premiere, which is my exercise of choice to show you how this all works, then I want you to be able to see the differences in the file names. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and choose File, Save As. I'm going to save this on my computer, and it's actually going to the Pictures folder. I'm going to name it PS JPEG, and that's PS for Photoshop. I'm going to save this with a JPEG, JPEG format, and I'm going to choose Save. Notice also, before I hit the OK button, notice how the gray and white checkerboard is gone. This is giving you a preview of what this file is going to look like after it's saved. I'm going to click on the OK button. Notice how the gray and white checkerboard returns to the image. This time, I'm going to save the file as a PNG. File, come down to Save As, save on your computer. This time, I'm going to name it PS for Photoshop, PNG. I'm going to come down to the format and choose PNG. Choose Save. Notice, before I choose the OK button, how the gray and white checkerboard remains on the screen, giving you a preview of what this file will look like after it is saved. Click on the OK button. So now we have two files saved for Photoshop. Next, we're going to change gears and we're going to go into Canva. Again, this tutorial assumes that you have already removed the background from the image. So I'm going to name this file Canva JPG. We're going to click on the drop-down arrow next to Share. We're going to change the file type to JPEG and then choose Download. It's going to download the file to my computer. I'm going to continue editing. And next, I'm going to change the name to Canva PNG. And I'm going to click on the down arrow to share this out. I'm going to change the file to PNG. But the next step is very important. You have to choose the checkbox, transparent background, in order for Canva to save this file with a transparent background. I'm now going to choose download. And again, it's going to download the file. So let me go into Adobe Premiere, and there's already a video located here on the timeline where I'm going to place these images. But first, I need to import the images into Adobe Premiere. So I'm going to come over here to the bin, to the project bin. I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to choose import. Canva downloads everything to the download folder, and you'll see the two images, Canva JPEG and Canva Ping. I'm going to lasso the file and import it. Finally, I'm going to right click again, and I'm going to import from the pictures folder. And I'm going to go get the Photoshop files. And I've named them according to the application. Okay, so now let's see what we have in finality to give you an example of what we're working with. I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop the Canva image. You're already probably noticing what's going on here. The Canva image and the Photoshop images are being placed on the timeline. We're going to come over here, click on JPEG for Canva. You're going to notice that the entire background is white and there is no transparency. I'm going to scrub down the timeline to the Canva PNG. And now you're going to notice how it is transparent based on the way we saved the file. So you can see the video in the background that we have here on the timeline. And finally, we're going to go and check out what we have for the JPEG for Photoshop. Photoshop shows the background is white. And you're going to also notice that the PNG for Photoshop is transparent. Now let me just explain one thing to you here to explain why the first JPEG image has a wider border, okay? I'm going to scrub back down here on the timeline. Notice how this picture has the full screen white border. The reason why is because when I go back to Canva, it's actually the entire canvas that's being captured here. And so let me give you an example. If I were to click on the canvas and then I go change the color of the background of the canvas, and let's say I make it black, then this whole black canvas would have come in to this particular, for this image when it was saved. So I'm just kind of showing you the reason why this image appears to be larger is because the canvas is larger. And then if I go into Photoshop, notice how small this canvas is. So that's the reason why these two pictures have different sizes. It's because the canvas is a different size. This has been Lady C. Thank you so much for being in my audience. If you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video.